important that it's removed. There is no ifs or buts about that. It's, the administration is dedicated to the removal.
I want particular consideration on SMEs. We talked about how they're contributing 48%. We can get it to 90, we can get it to 80 if we do something deliberate about it. What exactly
that is why I spoke about infrastructure. So we're looking to move to gas-powered electricity, ramping up electricity transmission. The problem with the power sector, there's an installed generating capacity of about 13,000 megawatts, but the transmission capabilities is 5,000 megawatts. Tinubu, Shettima administration will focus on investing aggressively in transmission capabilities to evacuate that excess 8,000 megawatts that is not transmitted. And with cost-reflective tariffs, gas-powered generation can be possible. And that will drive down the production cost for SMEs. When you also invest in infrastructure, you reduce the overheads of moving goods and services from point A to point B. So that is the way we can tackle and strengthen the SME sector to grow.
Still discussing with Asuquo Ekpenyong from the Tinubu Shettima campaign team. My question is more about getting people to do the right thing. It's one thing to have the nice policy and have the right intentions, like government. We've seen during Jonathan's period where he created UWIN, and UWIN was able to give young entrepreneurs money to start up. They found that they'll collect the money, but they didn't go to do. They used it for personal means. Some they used the money to travel, to jackpot, to buy stuff for them personal. They didn't use it. And then we saw in the Buhari administration, there is the Anchors Borrowers, where they gave farmers money to expand their businesses, hoping that they'll buy from them and give it to Nigerian contractors. Many of those farmers didn't pay back. So the policy, the intention was great, but we didn't get the effect of these great policies because the people, we the people, did not do the right thing. So how does your administration hope with these new policies that sound great, get people to actually oil the system by doing what they must do, playing their own part in this?
Okay. That's a tricky question because you're talking about humanity, right? Yeah. But if I was to be academic in my answer and with my own knowledge, there's always moral hazard in everything. In finance and in lending, moral hazard is that you give a man a loan, he takes it and goes to play kalu-kalu, you know, put it on a bet because the outcomes are extreme, and if he wins, if he doesn't, if it's not collateralized, he runs away. You have to have what I would like to term incentive-compatible contracts. That is, you have to tie doing the right thing to be in that person's best interest. Okay. And that's what you do in lending. You ensure that, look, if you don't pay this, right, you don't have access to future loans. You are almost excommunicated, excluded from future loans. And there's also some penalties and things that you would have to pay. So, for instance, if you're given a grant for innovation, for an SME to start up, you have to tie it in a way. First of all, the screening process is very important. The selection process, you have to identify, you have to put, like I said earlier, process. You have to put processes in place to ensure that you pick the right and deserving people. But beyond that, you have to put a structure in place that ensures that that person is incentivized to channel those funds towards the purpose that it was given. And architectures can be created to safeguard those.
Yeah, so still on policies, Mariah took it on the people side, but we have to look at it on government side. We've had many policies that would say sometimes inconsistent. Today you have this policy that is supporting a particular business, SMEs especially, mop up monies, from wherever they can put into a certain business. In a couple of years, policies change, and these are, this is one of the things that affect SMEs, and they do not have trust in a system on administration. What are the plans that this administration, the Tinubu Shettima administration, is going to do concerning policies to gain trust of the SMEs in putting their monies into the system and doing business in the system?
Thank you very much. On Tuesday, I think Asiwaju Tinubu started the conversation by saying, this is a dialogue. It's a town hall because we want to hear from you so that we can get better. We want you to hear from us so that you know our plans. He stated something beyond that. He said that this would be a continuous process. Dialogue is very important between the people.